Hello everyone. Okay, we have in the last two classes, we have seen the equilibrium of forces, Lami's theorem, conditions of equilibrium. Let's have a small recap. Equilibrium, when we say the body is in equilibrium, in simple words, if the resultant of the force system acting on the body is zero, then we say the body is in equilibrium, right? Conditions of equilibrium. Sigma h is equal to 0 or sigma fx is equal to 0 and sigma fy is equal to 0. That means algebraic summation of all the horizontal forces is equal to 0. Algebraic summation of all the vertical forces is equal to 0. If it is the non-concurrent force system, we add the third condition. Sigma m is equal to 0. That is the algebraic summation of moment of all forces about any point is equal to 0. So we learned about the free body diagram, which is very important. You have seen in the problem solved. So in analysis of the equilibrium of the bodies, we first draw the free body diagram at the required points or the joints. So what is free body diagram? As the name says, free body diagram is the diagram which is freed or isolated from the contact surfaces but showing all the forces acting on the body, including the internal forces. Those are reactions. Okay. So if this is the diagram given, the space diagram, last class we have seen, if I have to draw the free body diagram of this, what is in the right side, you can see the contact surface, that is the wall is removed, the cable is removed, but those two are replaced by the reaction of the wall, that is shown as Rw, and the tension in the cable, that is shown as T. And you can see the internal reaction, that is the self weight of the sphere W, that is 0.5 kilonewton. So all the external applied force P is equal to 2 kilonewton. So free body diagram is the diagram which shows all the forces acting on the body, including the internal reaction forces and the self weight, but not showing any contact surfaces or the connecting bodies. Okay. So we had seen the guidelines. Tensile forces are drawn directing away from the body. Compressive forces are drawn directing towards the body, and the reactions from the smooth surfaces will always be perpendicular to the line of contact, and the bars can be subjected to both compressive or the tensile forces, but the cable, string, cords, ropes, etc., they are subjected only to the tensile forces. That means in the free body diagram, you have to show those forces as the forces acting away from the body. Okay. And the tension in the cables on either side of the smooth pulley will be equal in magnitude. You can see if the pulley one side the block is suspended, so other side also the force will be 40 Newton. Let's see the examples. Last time we had solved some problems. So let's see on the similar type. The difficulty level is little increased. See now, you can see in the diagram. Please observe the diagram. Find the forces in all the wires AB, BC and CD and the load W1 to maintain the equilibrium with BC horizontal. Take W2 as equal to 1000 Newton. This is the problem. We have to find the forces in the wires AB, BC and CD. AB is inclined at 60 degree, CD is inclined at 50 degree. Okay, so these are the strings. Just now I told what kind of forces the strings are subjected to. They are subjected to only tensile forces. Okay, let's see in the next diagram how to solve this problem. Let T1 be the tension in the string AB, T2 be the tension in the string BC, and T3 be the tension in the string CD. Okay, you can see here at the joint B and the joint C, two dotted circles are drawn. We are considering these joints to draw the free body diagram. So first I'm taking the joint C, so that circle is marked as 1. We are drawing the free body diagram. Please observe the forces acting at the joint C. We can see tension in the string CB, that is equal to BC. We can see the tension in the string CD and the weight W2 1000 Newton force. Three forces are acting at the joint C. So let's draw the free body diagram of the joint C. See here, we have got, by applying the conditions of equilibrium also, T2 as 1305 and 839 and T3 as 1305, right? This is by the conditions of equilibrium. We have applied the conditions of equilibrium. Sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0. Sign convention, upward forces are positive, rightward forces are positive, downward forces are negative, leftward forces are negative. By taking, since the 1000 Newton force is the known force, sigma v is equal to 0. By applying that condition, only two vertical forces, vertical component of the force T3 and the 1000 Newton. T3 sine 50 minus 1000, we get that T3. So sigma h is equal to 0 minus T2 plus T3 cos 50 is equal to 0. We get T2 is equal to 839.1 Newton. As you can see that the joint C is subjected to only three forces. That means we can apply Lami's theorem. What are the limitations of Lami's theorem? It can be applicable only when there are three forces are acting. Here we can see that just three forces are acting and they are in equilibrium. So we can apply the Lami's theorem here. What does the Lami's theorem says? Each force is proportional to sine of the angle between the other two forces. See, we have got T2 as 839, T3 as 1305. Let's see, by applying the Lami's theorem, do we get the same answer? Find out the angle between the two forces. Here T3 and T2. Angle between them is 180 minus 50, that is 130 degree. Angle between T2 and 1000 Newton is 90 degree. Angle between T3 and 1000 Newton is 50 plus 90, that is 140 degree. Now let's apply the Lami's theorem. Each force is proportional to sine of the angle between the other two forces. To apply the Lami's theorem, remember at least one of the forces should be the known forces. Otherwise, we cannot apply the Lami's theorem. Please keep that in mind. So 1000 by the angle, sine of the angle between the other two forces. What are the other two forces? T2 and T3. What is the angle between them? That is 130 degree. So 1000 by sine 130 is equal to T2. The other two forces are T3 and 1000 Newton. T2 by sine of the angle between the other two forces, that is 140. That should be equal to T3 by sine 90. That is the angle between the forces, other two forces, T2 and 1000. See, we have got the same answer, 839.09. T2 and T3 as 1305. So we can solve the problem either by using the conditions of equilibrium or by applying the Lami's theorem. Okay, so we have found out the tension in the string BC, tension in the string CD. The remaining is the tension in the string AB and the weight W1. So let's consider the free body diagram of the joint B now. So joint B, again three forces are acting. W1, tension in the string BC, and the tension in the string AB. T2, that is the tension in the string BC, we have already found out. So only two forces are remaining. Again apply the conditions of equilibrium. T2, the horizontal force is known. So I apply sigma h is equal to 0 condition first now. So T2 is 839.1 minus T1 cos 60. W1 is vertically acting downwards. It does not has any horizontal component. So T1 you get it as 1678.2 Newton. Again applying the condition sigma V is equal to 0. The vertical component of the force T1, which is just now we have found out, T1 sine 60 minus W1. W1 is directly acting vertically downward, so its vertical component is the force itself. So W1 is 1453.36 Newton. Please keep the notes and solve these problems. It will be checked. All these problems should be in your notes. Okay. Again, what you are seeing, again at the joint B also we are seeing only three forces T1, T2 and W1. That means we can apply the Lami's theorem, right? So apply the Lami's theorem. W1 by sine 120, that is the angle between T1 and T2, that is equal to T2 by sine 150, that is the angle between T1 and W1, and T1 by sine 90, that is the angle between W1 and T2. T2 is the known force here, that is 839.09. We have got the same answer, T1 as 1678.18 kilonewton and W1 as 1453.35 kilonewton. So you can, if there are only three forces at the joint, we can solve by using the Lami's theorem also. But if there are more than three forces, then we have to apply the conditions of equilibrium. I hope you have understood this problem. Please solve. Keep in the notes and solve in it. You will understand better and remember it also. Okay. Let's go for the next problem. Find the values of W which is required to maintain the equilibrium of the body shown in figure. Observe the diagram. Weight W is suspended through the cables or the strings. The strings passes over the frictionless pulley. If nothing is mentioned, we consider the pulley as frictionless pulley itself. Okay. So here the AC and CB are the strings. The distance CD is given and the distance between AB is given. What is the purpose of those distances mentioned? See here the angle of inclination theta is not given. So in order to find theta, we have to utilize that data. First observe the diagram. What is told already, conditions or the things to remember while drawing the free body diagram. If the cable is passing over the frictionless pulley, then tension on either side of the pulley would be one and the same. Here you are seeing here the W is suspended through the cable. Okay, That means there are, if you consider only, if I take this point as itself as WBW, there are two forces now. One is the tension in the cable and the weight. Okay. So again, if we see here, I try to demonstrate it. A block is suspended through the string. So here I have shown, we know that the strings are subjected only to the tensile forces, block and the string. So if I show the force W as the line diagram, we know that the weight always acts vertically downwards. Tension means it acts away from the body. So there are two forces now, T and W. To be in equilibrium, resultant force should be zero. That means T is equal to W. We know the weight, that is 100 kilo Newton. So T is equal to 100 kilo Newton. Okay, and it is per the cable is passing over the frictionless pulley. So the tension on either side of the pulley would be one and the same, that is T, that is equal to 100 kilo Newton. So T is equal to W now. We know the tension already, that is T is equal to W kilo Newton. So as it is passing over the frictionless pulley, tension in the string AC is equal to W, and the tension in the string BC is also equal to W. If we consider tension in the string T as T, then T is equal to W. So if you consider from this diagram that triangle ACD, we can find out the angle theta. Tan theta is opposite by adjacent. 0.5 by 1.5, so theta you get it as 18.44. Okay, as you can see here, the T is equal to W, T is equal to W, because on the other side of the pulley it is attached to the weight W, so tension on either side of the pulley would be the same, so T is equal to W. If we resolve this vertically, both the strings are inclined at the angle 18.44. So T is equal to W, that is sigma V is equal to 0. So W sine 18.44 plus W sine 18.44 becomes 2W sine 18.44. Another force is that the 100 kilonewton acting vertically downwards minus 100 is equal to 0. So W is equal to 158.1 Newton. So the tension in the string is also AC and BC is equal to W, that is 158.1 Newton. Very simple, isn't it? Let's move on to the next problem. Similar to previous problem, here one side the strings are passing over the frictionless pulley. The weight is 100 Newton. So the body is in equilibrium. We have to find the W1. To find W1, of course, we have to find the tension in the strings T1, T2. Okay. Note down the diagram. Angle T2 is inclined at angle 45 degree. T1 is inclined at angle 30 degree. Let T1 and T2 be the tensions in the string AB and BC. So what we can see here is again the string AB is passing over the frictionless pulley. So tension on either side of the pulley would be one and the same, that is 100 Newton on both the sides. T1 is also 100 Newton, right? So the free body diagram of the joint B, three forces T2, T1 and the W1. So T1 we know, W1 and T2 we have to find out. So apply the conditions, sigma h is equal to 0, only two horizontal component T1 cos 30 and T2 cos 45. T1 is acting towards right, T2 is acting towards left. So rightward force positive, leftward force negative. We get T2 as 122.48 Newton. Resolving the forces vertically, W1 is acting downwards minus W1 plus the vertical component of T1, that is 100 sine 30, plus vertical component of T2, that is T2 sine 45, that is equal to 0. So W1 is 136.6 Newton. So what you are observing again at the joint B, how many forces are acting? 3 forces are acting. Hence we can apply the Lami's theorem. This is your assignment. Please solve this and find out T2 and W1 by using Lami's theorem. Okay. You can adopt either any one method, either the conditions of equilibrium or the Lami's theorem, whichever is easier. Let's move on to the next problem. Here the string is subjected to the forces 4 kilonewton and W as shown in the figure. Find the magnitude of W and the tension induced in various parts of the string, that is AB, BC and CD. Similar to almost first problem, but there BC was horizontal, here BC is inclined at 20 degree. Observe the diagram. Again here we are considering the joints B and C. So let's consider the joint B first. So hence it is marked 1. Later we consider the joint C, that is marked as 2. You can see let's the tensions in the strings AB be T1, BC be T2 and CD be T3. So at joint B you can see the forces acting T1, tension always mark away from the joint, 4 kilonewton weight always acts vertically downwards, and this is T2 again acting away from the joint or away from the body. Tensile forces always acts away from the body. Similarly at the joint C, T2, that is the tension in the string BC. If you come from B, that is also T2. If you come from C, that is also T2, the same string BC. T3, that is the tension in the string CD and the W. Okay. So by applying the conditions of equilibrium, considering the joint B, let's apply sigma H is equal to 0 or sigma V is equal to 0. See in the previous problem, because vertical force is the known force and there was, as BC was horizontal, that was the horizontal force. Here there are all 3 vertical forces are there, okay, and 2 unknown forces are there. So it doesn't matter if you apply sigma H is equal to 0 or sigma V is equal to 0 first. Let's apply sigma H is equal to 0. Only 2 forces have the horizontal components. T1 cos 45, that is acting towards left, so minus T1 cos 45 plus T2 cos 20, that is equal to 0. So T1 we get in terms of T2, that is cos 20 by cos 45, you get it as 1.329 T2, T1 as 1.329 T2. Let's now apply sigma V is equal to 0. So T1 sine 45 acting upwards plus T2 sine 20, that is also acting upwards plus the weight W 4 kilonewton, that is acting downwards, so minus 4. But T1 is 1.329 T2, so substitute it. We can find the value of T2, that is equal to 3.125 kilonewton. So substituting the value of T2, we get T1 as 4.15 kilonewton. Okay. So let's move on to the joint C. Again, apply the conditions of equilibrium. Sigma h is equal to 0. You get it as T3 cos 60, that is acting towards right. So plus minus T2 cos 20, that is acting towards left. So minus, so T3. T2 we know already by from the joint B we have found out the value of T2. So substitute that, we get T3 as 5.87 kilonewton. Now again apply the condition, sigma V is equal to 0. T3 sin 60 acts upwards, so plus. T2 sin 20 acts downwards, so minus. W is acting downward, hence minus. That all is equal to 0. Sigma V is equal to 0. Summation of all the vertical forces is equal to 0. So if you substitute, we know T3, we know T2. Substitute those values. Only unknown is W. We can find the value W as 4.02 kilonewton. Okay, this is how we find. Again, you can see there are in both the joints, there are only 3 forces. What is the assignment for you? Solve this problem by Lamis theorem. Okay, so you have to solve this. It is solved here by using the conditions of equilibrium. Same thing you have to solve by applying Lamis theorem and find out the answer. Okay, so if there are only 3 forces at a joint, remember we can apply the Lamis theorem, but remember that to apply the Lamis theorem, at least one of the force should be known force. If all the forces are unknown, then it is not possible to find the answer. So here, yes, we get one known force, so we can apply the Lamis theorem. Okay. So that's all for today's class. Thank you. So please go through these problems. We will better understand how to apply the and how to analyze the bodies under equilibrium conditions. So either apply conditions of equilibrium, that is sigma h is equal to 0 and sigma v is equal to 0. Here you can see we have taken only the concurrent force system. So the third condition, sigma m is equal to 0, doesn't come into picture. Sigma m is equal to 0 comes only for the non-concurrent force system. Okay. So thank you. Solve all these 4 problems without fail. Okay. Thank you.